Even though I have a white mother, she never allowed me to question my skin color. And every time I did, she would look at me like I lost my goddamn mind. Sweetie, do you realize that people spend their whole life savings just to be as dark as you? They envy you. I was completely oblivious to how right she was because I was only paying attention to how white she was. But as I grew older, I began to realize exactly how right she was. They didn't only envy me, they hated me. The complexion of her white skin gave her an advantage over me that I would never have, no matter how successful I became. And how right she was and how white she was began to intertwine with one another, and I could feel the pull of society to keep us away from each other. Her love for me could not protect me from the racism I was subjected to. The white skin she was able to hide in bared a sense of security against the black skin I couldn't escape from. There was nowhere to run. As I watched her trying to protect me from the harshness of reality, and there were times her skin color bothered me, but I would be lying if I said I didn't also profit off of her whiteness. For it was her whiteness that saved me in the Rockville Town Center that evening. The black pavement kissed my black face, as black blood fell from my black lips, and I had an immediate black eye from his black gloves being balled into a fist. And as me and the white officer did an uncoordinated square dance in his attempt to put me under arrest, he wasn't concerned about the crowd growing and the words being shouted in protest. But his desire to spill black blood were interrupted when he saw that I was embraced with white love, and immediately he released me. It was then I realized the justice system had deceived me. I began noticing the stairs as we were walking to a department store, and they wouldn't approach me unless she was standing next to me. They would take the time to follow me around the store, though. Never really thinking that I had, though. So caught up on my appearance that they didn't even realize I was subconsciously the deterrence for the white lady in the back of the store who was actually stealing. They would think because I had dreadlocks I had to be stopped before I passed the metal detectors, never even realizing that there's nothing dreadful about the locks I carry on my head. They help to represent the blood my ancestors shed. They are a part of history and a part of me. In school, I was taught that my history started with slavery and that white people basically saved me, and I had no choice but to believe them because a white lady actually saved me. But as I became more educated and I realized white people didn't actually save me or create my history, but instead interrupted it. And the history books only tell you what they want you to know because Europeans corrupted it. And although my white mother did actually save me, I put learning my history on a part of my bucket list. Because we started out as kings and queens, not servants. We were human beings, not worthless. They say we started out as slaves, but they started out in caves. They just twist shit up and reword it. But then it baffles me as I dug deeper, and I realized white people weren't the only ones who corrupted our history, because black people did it too. Just like they wanted a pure white race, they wanted a pure black race. And in order to be pure, you couldn't need a cure. Like, Rosa Parks wasn't the first woman to sit in the front of the bus. She just got the credit. Because the NAACP thought she would be a better representative of the black race. Or like, the first Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's also where the first act of American terrorism took place. They just blamed it on 9/11, so they could save face. But even though I had struggles of having a white mother, my love for her runs deeper than any black blood running through these veins. For she was the only one who was able to keep this black mind from truly going insane. For when society wrote failure, she wrote success. When they said give up, she said do your best. When I said I'm black, she said you're right. When I said no, fall back, she said you've got to fight. And here I thought you didn't understand. Well, because you're white. You never stopped being my mother because of the difference in our skin. And society thought we would lose, but you knew we would win. And for that, Mom, I love you.